Hey guys, what's up? This is Nasrudu and you're watching DCS, and today we are flying the Mi-24P, also known as the Hind, and we do the second of our training, practice, missions, tutorials, mashup, you know what it is. Today we will do something that is pretty related to the lesson that we did last time. But we will do it higher and faster. That means that we will do an out of ground effect hover. We will use this 2000 meter track here to train to stay within a certain constraint of airspeed and height, and we will train to transition from forward flight to the out of ground hover at the end of this lane. You will find 1000 meters away those 4 or 5 pylons in the middle. They are there to give you a better idea of where you are on the track, and also to the left and to the right. Almost every 250 meters you will find 2 of these pylons to give you a better orientation. In preparation for this, I reviewed one of the most valuable videos out there when it comes to helicopter theory, and because of that I don't want to go through all this theory stuff again. You know something from the last video, but I really highly recommend that you do watch Casmo TV, You and Your Rotor series. That's 2 videos, and if you don't know him, Casmo TV is a former military pilot who was piloting the Kiowa and the Apache, and did 20 years of service in the army. So there's no better guy to explain these fundamentals to you, and I promise you, after you watched his video, you will have a much better understanding of what is necessary to complete this practice mission here. And I also want to let you know that I updated the mission file a little bit. I changed the 1000 meter track to a 2000 meter track because it's much more much longer way to go, and it's maybe a little bit too hectic if we do it so short. So I made this longer, and also I have added a slow slalom and a fast slalom track that you see here in the background footage. These spots you can train to fly slaloms, and if you do the slow slalom track, I highly recommend that you try to do it forward and then go sideways, forward, sideways, forward, sideways. That way you will really practice your skills in slow flying and hovering. But I would say, with all of the stuff out of the way, let's go into the practice. Okay, so let's do the practice here. We are in the light 1000 meter track climb. We will now climb up to around 40 or 50 meters, and we will accelerate and try to maintain a speed of 100 kph. It's pretty easy to go down that lane full speed 250 kph, but what we want to achieve is having control over the chopper. We want to come from a state where the chopper controls you and you react on everything, to a state where you do whatever you like and make the chopper do what you like to do. Make the chopper land where you want to land, and fly as fast as you want and not as fast as the chopper wants to go. So with this light chopper we will have to take less degrees in rotor pitch than the last time. We will have the hover state at around 9 degrees. We will climb a little bit above the in-ground effect hover height, so we will be at 50 meters, something like this. there we will be out of ground effect, and you will see that this is a little bit more difficult than the in-ground effect hover. I didn't trim for the start, but it's okay. So I'm adding collective, 9 degree, where we are in a pretty good hover, 5 meters. Now we will slowly climb to around 40 meters, and I want you to keep the airspeed that you've picked. If you say you want to go, well, that's enough. If you say you want to go 100 kph, do 100. If you say you want to go 150 later on, do it a little bit faster, then do it. But keep it controlled and keep the airspeed that you've picked. That's the thing about this mission. What you also will notice is that when you hover at that height, your reference points, those pylons for example, are much further away. So we are drifting a little bit to the front here, and we are also climbing a little bit, but you don't really have a visual clue on this. So the instruments, especially the I always say slip indicator, but it's more a drift indicator, and the vertical climb descent gauge here will give you the hints whether you're in a good hover state or not. So we are at 50 meters. It doesn't look like this actually. And we will now put the nose down. I don't do anything on the collective. Let the chopper accelerate, reach 50 kph. So nose up a little bit because we reach 100, and now you can see that we are climbing, and we don't want to climb that much. We already did. We try to manage that with the collective. While I'm focusing on that, I exceeded 100 kph, so you see it's not that easy, but 120 is okay. I try to get back, and I will try to stop at those final pylons there at around our selected height. As you know from the Cosmo TV video and our last practice, as soon as you hit a certain speed, ETL will kick in and lift you up. So, and we've transitioned it from forward flight to a pretty good hover. A little bit too low, but that's what we practice. And after you've done that and you feel comfortable with, let's say, 100 kph, do it faster. Do it with, I don't know, it's long enough. Do it with 250. No, not 250. Start with 150, then go to 200, and try to find out what you have to do with the collective to prevent you from climbing too high. So let's do 150. And also try to find out how you have to work with the collective when you're transitioning from forward flight with ETL effect to the hover. So now we're trying to get to a stop here at the end of this runway. We're watching our descent rate. We're settled, so now we have to add some juice to not fall as we're losing the lift from the forward momentum, getting some more power because that's still descending, and we are back where we began, and we stopped where we want to. And this is what it's all about. This practice should teach you to stay in control. And maybe you already noticed it. The things that we do here are several parts of the vertical landing, transitioning from forward flight to a hover, controlling airspeed, controlling altitude. That's all necessary and will come together when we do in the next video our vertical landing. And I hope I see you there. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment or subscribe if you like. And if you have any feedback, just let me know. I say thank you very much, and I see you the next time. Bye bye.